Our objective for this lesson is to be able to find the area of rectangles and triangles, such as in the question on this page. So let's start with looking at what area is. So area is the amount of space taken up by a two-dimensional object. So for example, if you look at the pentagon here, we've got a centimetre grid on there. We can think about the area as being how many centimetre squares, or metre squares if we were looking at a larger object, that would be needed to fill the shape. Now we're going to use this to find the area of this rectangle here. So our rectangle is 8 metres wide, 5 metres tall. If we fill that in with metre squares, you can see that we've got 8 columns. Each column has got 5 squares in it. So we've got 8 times 5 squares, which gives us an area of 40 square metres. Let's try another one. So this time we've got a rectangle of 4 centimetre width and 6.5 centimetres tall. There's our centimetre squares. We've got 4 columns because of the 4 centimetres, and each column has got 6.5 squares in it. So our area is 4 times 6.5, giving us an area of 26 square centimetres. Now we don't need to draw all those squares in to be able to find the area of a rectangle. All we need to do, as we did in those last 2 questions, is multiply the height by the width, and that will give us the area. So for this rectangle, the area is going to be 3 times 21, which is 63 square centimetres. This will work for any rectangle or square at all. Multiply the height by the width, that is your area. Pause the video and have a go at these questions. The answers will appear shortly. Now how can we use that to find the area of a triangle? So here we have a triangle. It's got a base of 6 metres and it is 4 metres tall. Note that it's a right angled triangle, that's very important. Now if we were to copy this triangle, flip it around and move it up to the top right corner like that, you can see we've made a rectangle. Well, this rectangle is the same height as the original triangle, it's 4 metres. It's the same length, 6 metres. So the area of this new rectangle that we've just made must be 4 times 6, which is 24 square metres. But our original triangle is only half of that rectangle. So the area is half of 24, which is 12 square metres. Let's try that again with a different right-angled triangle. So this one is 3 centimetres wide, 12 centimetres tall. So we get a copy of it, spin it around, put it in that bottom left corner to make a rectangle. The area of the rectangle is 3 times 12, 36 square centimetres, but the triangle is only half of that rectangle, so half of 36 gives you 18 square centimetres. Now the triangles don't have to be right angled as long as the 2 dimensions that you have, the 2 measurements, are at right angles to each other. Now in this diagram, triangle is 7 centimetres wide, it's 6 centimetres tall. Those 2 measurements are perpendicular to each other. That 6 centimetres isn't the length of a side, it's the height of the triangle. So we do the same thing. Let's put some lines in just to show how this still works. If I put a perpendicular line up through the middle of my triangle, you can see on the left side there, that new triangle in the top left is the same size as the part of the triangle on the left. And we have a triangle on the right there that's the same size as the right hand side of our original triangle. So the triangle must be half of the new larger rectangle that is 6 by 7. So the same thing is going to work. So the area of the rectangle is 6 times 7, which is 42 square centimetres. So the triangle is half of this, which is 21 square centimetres. Now this works even with triangles with angles larger than 90 degrees, as long as you've got two measurements which are perpendicular to each other. So on this one, the base is 14 centimetres long, the perpendicular height is 3 centimetres. So again, it's very important that it's a perpendicular height and not a side length. Using these measurements, we're going to do just what we did before. So the area of this triangle is half. Remember, we've been halving all the ones we've done so far, times by the perpendicular height, times by the base length, which gives us an area of 21 square centimetres. So remember, if you want the area of a rectangle, that's the length times the width. If you want the area of a triangle, that's half times the base times by the perpendicular height. Pause the video and have a go at these questions. The answers will appear at the end.